Happy Thanksgiving.
We're back.
Oh, wow. It's Thanksgiving time already.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, this is in a way pre-recorded, like before Thanksgiving. It's actually not that, like, it actually is very soon to when we're doing
a week,
this.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A week.
Yeah. Only a week.
Yeah.
The illusion's
Minus one
broken.
day. Yeah.
It's been shattered.
Dude, you think that's crazy? We're doing the Christmas podcast on the other podcast, like, right now. So, like, we're way ahead of the game. What I love is, like, all the other YouTube channels, like, last year when they pre-did their stuff, like, there's people putting out Easter egg hunts as if, like, the world was normal and not, like, infested with COVID, and they shot it back in, like, October.
Yeah.
God.
Like, it just shows you how not real the internet can be.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It is a holiday today, though. It's me and Logan's little chihuahua's 3rd birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Mila.
She's still small. She's still a chihuahua.
Little baby.
But she's growing up.
Yeah. Shout out to our daughter, Mila.
Yeah, you'll definitely understand this.
Yeah.
I think she thinks in Spanish, to be honest with you.
It doesn't matter. She's a diehard listener.
She is.
Those big ass ears, how can she not? She's
I know,
listening to us
exactly.
Right now.
She's in the other room and she can
She can definitely hear us.
it's blasted.
As for my other dog, he's probably not listening at all. He doesn't listen in general.
He doesn't know what's going on.
No, he's just thinking, like, when's the next time I can lick something that I shouldn't even be smelling? You know? He's like, let me get a hold of that dog urine on that fire hydrant.
He walks into the restroom, like, all the time, and Logan followed him one day to find out what the fuck he's doing in there, and he goes in there and licks the floor and then leaves.
And licks the toilet seat, too. So every single time, I got to keep the door closed. And whenever I notice the door's open and he's been out, I just sanitize the toilet to be safe.
It must be the cleanest water closet.
All things considered, like considering how much I don't want to sit on his saliva, I keep that toilet very clean as a result. So.
Well, dog saliva has healing properties.
Yeah.
A lot of people will let dogs lick their eyes and their eye bags go away.
Yeah, but I don't want anything like that near my noose, you know?
But you could have like a baby's
I've
butt.
also seen
nice
Dwight
and smooth.
eat shit.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't
Not in like that figurative way where you're like, you want to get back at somebody in high school and you're like, eat shit. Like, no, like he really eats shit.
And he's clumsy. He's real clumsy.
Yeah.
Got big old eyes. You guys don't want to hear about our dogs anymore. So we are a pilot podcast. Our goal is that we review 2 TV pilots most of the time, not this time, but we go over them in a spoiler review of the pilot, but we have timestamps to make sure if we spoil the rest of the show, you in turn aren't spoiled. Now, this is a special episode because we're going to review 2 Thanksgiving specials this time. One of the Friends episodes. What's really funny is we've done 2 Friends reviews without ever reviewing the pilot. This almost become, I want it to be a meme. I want us to keep doing Friends things without ever reviewing the pilot.
Watch
like,
the entire show except episode 1.
Pretty much like do keep like if we can find it, if we have like an Arbor Day special, like let's find that Arbor Day episode.
Gotcha.
The one with the trees or whatever the fuck it's called. But so we're doing that. We're doing one of the later season ones, and then we're also doing the Bob's Burgers Thanksgiving special, which this is our second animation that we've done, but it's the first one that's going to go up, I think.
Turkey in a can.
Yeah, turkey in a can. Let's start with the Friends episode.
Okay.
First off, introduce yourselves.
I'm Franny.
I'm Cody/CL.
Yeah. Me and Franny do another podcast. We review films. You might know us from there. It's called Crosscut Cinema. And also I'm working on some other stuff too, so keep a lookout for that. I have my personal channel also linked in the description, so you guys can check out the content I'm making over there as well. And then our boy over here, he does great music. I'll leave the timestamp for that as well. We could also, like, every once in a while, we could always outro with your music. I mean, it's your fucking music.
That's true. I hope I don't get copywritten by myself. We'll find out.
You just, like, stop our own podcast and be like, where's my money? I'm like, you fuck.
Did you say who you are?
Yeah, I'm Logan.
Okay, I wasn't sure you said that.
Logan. I think I'm pretty internet famous. No, I'm just kidding. But I do want to get into that because this Friends episode is all about growing up, leaving the assholes in high school and becoming something better, and that's exactly what I've done. So everybody out there who now messages me like, help me start a podcast, or I really like your podcast, and in high school they were like, you're fat and a dump and should die. To those people, suck my ass and fuck you. And I love this episode for being that. Like, I'm so, like, I know we always do the who are you in this episode, but we all know I'm Brad Pitt in this.
Yeah.
It's just factual.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Anyway, Franny, what are your thoughts on the episode? You want to tell what kind of happens, or?
Yeah. So what kind of happens is I'm always bad with the names. Monica is hosting
Pause.
Thanksgiving.
Cody, tell us what happens. You can actually get the names.
So Monica.
I had it right. I
Too
had
late.
it fucking right.
You've been revoked.
What?
Ooh.
I was going on something here.
Hi, there's a new chief
All
in
right,
town.
Cody.
It's me. So basically, Monica, who
Yeah.
is the sister to Ross and the mother to all, she is hosting Thanksgiving this year. And basically, the whole plot is that she doesn't want to make a turkey for Joey, and Joey wants a turkey. And then they also invite their old high school friend, Will, because she runs into him at some point that's not explained. And
Or
it's,
seen.
or seen.
Not seen at all.
And it's Brad Pitt. And he's skinny now, and the whole joke is that he was chubby in high school. And
Like Monica was, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
and they're like fawning over how thin they are.
Yeah, like I love that idea that you just like every fat person in high school is like glued to each other.
yeah.
And then like you slowly watch to see if like, are you gonna stop being fat? Because if you stop being fat, then I gotta stop being fat too. I want us to both stay fat bastards, so I don't have to worry about this like competing. That's not how the world works.
No.
I am not familiar with any of my old fat compadres and what they're doing.
Does Monica host every holiday?
She is. She's the mother hen.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't she?
Yeah.
And everyone's her ducks or goose or whatever. What do hens have? Ducks, goose, geese, baby
Gooses?
chickens.
Hen? Isn't a hen like a?
I think a
A
chicken.
mother hen's a goose, right?
I thought it was a chicken.
I thought it was a rooster, right? A hen, a
Ooh,
rooster?
it
a-
might be.
like a chicken, right?
Let us know in the comments.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a great way to engage in comments. We're gonna be we're all you zoologists out there. Explain this shit to us. We're dumb
Explain
as fuck.
animals.
We're entertainers. We're not.
So basically,
Fat jokes ensue. You know.
exactly. And Brad Pitt is revealed to hate Rachel, who is now like having a baby with Ross, and Ross and him used to have like an I Hate Rachel club, and he's like, oh well, really it was an I Love Rachel club, and Brad Pitt's like, nah, I just straight up hated you. And basically there's no real resolution except the fact that they're like, we're adults, it's in the past.
Yeah. So the show, at one point, when you're realizing the I Hate Rachel club thing happens, you come to find out that they started a rumor that she was a transgendered person or a transvestite or whatever terms they use, a hermaphrodite. They use quite a not great amount of terms. But God, if it wasn't like literally a time capsule, because this idea that like the way they treated the possibility of Rachel having a dick was as if like she had a third arm growing out of the center of her chest. And that made me laugh so fucking hard.
God, when did this episode come out?
I mean, gotta be like
2001,
Yeah.
2002.
Wow.
And then like there's the whole part where he's like, is that why you guys were locked up in your room all the time? And they're like, yeah, we were in the I Heart
She's like,
Rachel
oh,
club.
I was
She's
relieved.
like, oh, I'm relieved.
Yeah, like thank God you guys weren't sucking each other off. Fucking dear Lord. You know, like like it would really hurt for David Schwimmer to get on with Brad Pitt.
I was about to say
And I was
Brad
like, you
Pitt can
can't-
do better.
You can't do better than Brad Pitt. So if I was Monica, I'd be like, yes.
Yeah.
With the Brad Pitt.
Just
Yes.
like blow him until he gives us money.
Do it. Get it all the way done.
Spitter's quitter.
Oh God.
But then that'd be weird if Monica was like really oddly sexually charged about her brother's escapades like that.
Watch the rest of the show.
Is that accurate?
Kind of.
Yeah, you go have that kid and don't take care of it. You fucking.
God.
How'd it happen? Can I watch the tape? That literally happens. That
God,
wasn't a joke.
really?
Jesus
That
Christ.
wasn't a joke.
Oh,
You
Jesus
know,
Christ.
having Brad Pitt in this episode really showed how bad the rest of the acting is.
You know, I'll fight you on that.
Really?
I disagree.
I think Ross is really bad.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to say it
but-
really showed how shitty of an actor David Schwimmer is.
And Jennifer Aniston's like a bad person, but she's not a bad actress.
She's okay. She's not the worst on there. There's worse.
And oddly enough, you know who was charming in this episode? Maybe because they didn't talk too much.
Joey.
I liked Matthew Perry in this episode.
Oh.
I liked him in this episode.
Who does he play?
Chandler.
Chandler.
Oh, okay.
Usually, I really hate that
Yeah,
character.
he's fine.
But he was like, he had just enough hints of like, I'm gonna stay out of this I'm gonna stay out of all of this.
Yeah.
But I'm occasionally gonna slam dunk, and that I appreciate it because he talks too much.
He
Like in
does.
other episodes, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I hate you.
I liked Phoebe in this episode too, and normally I don't always because like sometimes her humor is just like dumb humor, which gets a little annoying. But
Yeah,
she was okay in this
it's-
episode too.
It seemed like her goal was to be, because she was the only single woman really, other than, you know, Jennifer Aniston kind of, but Phoebe was the single woman, so she's the one who could fawn over like Brad Pitt, like looking amazing, and that was a good conduit for everybody in the early 2000s who would literally drink his bathwater and like.
I mean, I'd still drink his bathwater.
And you know, this was right around the time they made Seven, because he's got that bleached blonde hair, and it's like it's a real movie star even then in that show, and it's because he was dating what's her face, right? Or they were married. Or
they were married. This was literally like 2 years before he dumped her for Angelina.
Yeah. So could you take us down that rabbit hole, please? Because we don't know the stories that well, and I feel like you kind of have a hold on it.
So basically, Rachel in real life, Jennifer Aniston, was married to Brad Pitt, and I mean, oof, oof. But everyone knew Brad and Jen. Everyone did. They were like Hollywood's A-list couple. Seeing them out on the red carpets. Ooh, so glamorous, so wonderful. And basically, what happens is on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, he cheated on her with Angelina Jolie, and then adopted a bunch of babies. And basically, Jen Aniston was like burnt for the rest of her life. But at the time of this episode, they were super happy, quote unquote, and whatever. And so they kind of played on it and had his character hate her. But
now in retrospect, how funny is this episode even more so?
I know.
Because like she should be the one like, I fucking hate him, you know?
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, like as awful as Jennifer Aniston is as a public figure, and I feel this way, she's always got some stupid shit to say. She bothers the fuck out of me. Like I remember when she wrote on Twitter, like anybody voting for Kanye should feel, and like I get that it is stupid to vote for Kanye, but like Jen Aniston, you're Jen Aniston. You're not like AOC or something. Like you're Jen Aniston. And then when she got pile drived by Kanye, you know, she didn't retort and just looked like a total bitch. Like this is what happened. Do you know about this at all?
I don't.
She posted on Twitter. This is so fucking funny. Don't vote for Kanye. It's not funny. And then he wrote Friends wasn't funny either in response. And she just got mad. Like she didn't take it cool. And that's my problem. You're literally top of the top. Just take the fucking joke. Like
honestly, that's a good joke.
You've looked 20 since you were like, 20. You still look that way now.
Because she wears other people's skin.
Yeah, I mean,
if I could believe that about any celebrity, I'd believe that
Jen
about
Aniston.
her.
Well, doesn't Jen Aniston do the whole Korean baby thing in their face?
She does like blood. She does like blood masks and crap like that,
and she does the Korean foreskin thing. Like there's a thing with like Korean babies where like it's a whole thing.
How old is she now?
She's in her 50s.
Since I am so inaccurately describing the Korean baby thing, I'm going to link it in the description so you know that I'm not just being like Alex Jones right now. Like no frogs are gay on this podcast, or they can be, but no one did it to them. No one made them that way. They were born that way. But anyway, so this episode, I'm glad we did this. They're kind of infamous for the, and I keep saying infamous. I always do that. But for me, Friends is infamous.
Yeah.
But for you and fans of Friends, the best episodes are like the Thanksgiving episodes. That's what people love.
So that's what people love. I find that their Thanksgiving episodes are my least favorite episodes of the series.
Yeah.
However, yes, they're the ones everyone talks about, and they're what everyone, when it was on the air, would look forward to. They'd be like, "Ooh, I can't wait to see what they're doing for Thanksgiving."
Yeah. I think that part of it's pretty relatable because there's a lot of people who don't have the standard family Thanksgiving, and maybe they do have Friendsgivings, and especially people who are lonely that work in the city. Like that's something very relatable. So
yeah,
I get why that concept works for people because on TV, adult Thanksgivings are always family oriented, and it's interesting to see one be more friend oriented because for a lot of people, that's all they have.
Yeah.
So that's a cool concept.
I didn't think about it like that.
I think this episode's pretty good. I liked it.
Me
I liked
too.
the episode. I can't even believe I'm saying it, but I don't have a lot of qualms with it. I think the humor exists in the year that it was made.
Oh yeah.
And if it was to be made now, that means that people would be aware of what's wrong with this humor, and then that would be upsetting. But you have to consider it in the time that it was made. And
that's okay. Jen's used to getting pile driven.
Yeah, exactly. By old EA himself.
Yeah, she's ready for it.
But the other thing that I think is kind of boring about Friends is very relevant in this episode. It just doesn't bother me as much, where nothing's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, truly nothing's happening. And that's cool if you like slice of life stuff, but for me, I usually don't. I think this one was really just a good way for them to snipe at each other. Like this whole episode is like Roast Master 9000. Like it's like a fucking roast. They're just sniping each other back and forth. You were this in high school. You were this mean in high school. I'm going to make fun of you in this way. I spread that rumor about you in that way. It's just an opportunity for them to riff and kind of make fun of each other. Very Seinfeld-esque, like you mentioned. They have a lot of
old Seinfeld scripts.
Seinfeld. I don't know if that was one of these, but it very much felt that way.
I don't know, but I think what I really love the show is I do like slice of life. That's one of my favorite genres. But I think what I do really love is what you were mentioning. It's like they do Friendsgiving, and it's like I love the idea that they take these characters and it's about their friendship and they're making their own family outside of blood or whatever. And so I think that's why the show really works, is because you're watching their dynamic and that sniping back and forth, and it feels like family, but it's not family.
I think the other thing is too, is that at the time of this show being relevant, TV was pretty bad. That's the other thing. You have to consider what was available for TV. And that's not to say that Friends itself is just total trash. I don't think that. Sometimes I do. But overall, when I take a critical look at it, it's not just total trash. But the thing that's good about Friends that maybe wasn't good about other shows at the time is that they were incredibly dedicated into personifying each character and keep them consistent. Mm-hmm. Like every character is always the way you expect them to be every episode. None of them act out of the realm of who they are. Other sitcoms, especially multi-camera sitcoms, their move is to have the characters consistently do whatever helps the plot move along.
Good point. Good
Friends,
point.
I know the characters are distinct. I know their archetypes. I know that maybe they're a little conventional, but I understand every character, and it's always the same. I'm never going to expect Joey to do something that completely fucks over his friends and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
And I never expect him not to put himself in a hole. I never expect Phoebe to be boring or like not a part of anything. Chandler to not be cuck-like. And Ross not to be insane and involved in some sort of insane jargon or issue that kind of moves along the plot. But that's because that's who he is. He's a problematic person.
Yep.
And some people like that. Like I think my sister is one of the Ross fans. I'm pretty sure she loves David Schwimmer. So, sorry, sis, didn't mean to blast you right here. But
what I like about this show too is like I'm not a huge Friends fan. Like I can watch it passively. I used to watch it a lot more when I was younger, but I like how you can kind of just like pick up wherever and understand it. Mm-hmm. Like it's something that like Logan's sister will always put on like on the holidays because like we can all watch it and nobody really has to know what's going on to know what's going on.
This is the opposite of a bingeable show.
Yeah.
Because the thing is the show so consistently, if there is plot relevance, they constantly remind you.
Yeah, like so the like, one plot relevant thing with her Rachel being pregnant with Ross's baby, they told you.
Consistently. Yeah. Both episodes we've watched in the time period that is around the same season or like near the same seasons, both episodes we've watched from the Halloween to the Thanksgiving episode, the only plot relevant things are consistently repeated and you're never lost. So for me, if I was to binge that, I'd be like, oh my God, I fucking get it. Like, I get it. But that wasn't the point of the show. That was never the point of the show, to sit there and watch it. Watch all the episodes in succession, because I'm sure, even though the characters are consistent, I bet their story inconsistencies out of the fucking wazoo. I bet things go away and come back. Characters exist and then don't, because a lot of multi-camera sitcoms do that. And I'm sure the show is riddled with it.
And it was made for syndication. It's not meant for you to sit down and watch a whole series. It was made for you to be able to watch one episode at Thanksgiving with the rest of your family, and that's the only time you ever watch it, and you be able to pick it up and know what's going on.
And I think,
and like the kids can be in the room while you watch it too. Like it's a easy family show.
And I think that's a big reason why Friends has got such a bad rap right now, is because people are picking it up on streaming now. It was on Netflix, now it's on HBO Max. And it's one of the biggest shows of all time, so obviously any platform that has it is going to push it.
Right.
But what people are learning, especially people who didn't watch Friends ever, they're going into it like, oh my God, this shit is so conventional and so boring. And every episode, they just have an argument, and it's about the same fucking issue for a whole season until someone gives birth to whatever, or somebody finally marries someone. That's the entire idea of the show. And when you watch in succession, that's when it gets really fucking conventional. But like I said, it wasn't ever meant to be binged, you know? It's no Dexter, you know. It's not meant for that. It's something totally different. And I think people, if it was a situation where people actually watch things weekly, I bet Friends would still do well.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
So
one of my favorite Friends criticism is that it never feels like they're in a city. Like,
no, that's true. I've said that too.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like New York ever.
No.
But
and no one's apartment's that big.
No.
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know. It depends on how much money you got, but for the most part, usually.
But like a chef, no.
No, not at all. And that's an issue, and also like there's not a whole lot of places where things take place. It's like the apartment,
Or the
cafe,
other apartment.
or the other cafe, or the other apartment. It's like the two apartments or the cafe, and then occasionally something will happen on a crossing street,
Right.
like outside of a store or something. That's a part of it where it's like that's just sitcom conventions, but it is particularly worse in Friends than it is in other shows. Like Fresh Prince would still take you. I know I was talking about Fresh Prince, but it's true. It's a really it's a really good sitcom because it will take place other spots.
Yeah.
And granted, it's still like very much in the house, but
It makes you feel less like it's a set, more like it's real life.
like they'll be at the mall, they'll do this, they'll do that, and they do it enough to where even where the house is, like with the beach house and the backyard, they do enough with the standard set where it's not just one living room / kitchen in an apartment. But at the same time, I think that was their goal, to make it small because they wanted to come off like it was New York. I just don't think that ever was accomplished.
So the show was also called Insomnia Cafe. That was its working title. And I think it was supposed to be like it centered around the cafe. And then when they changed it to Friends, they started adding like, okay, we'll do like apartment and apartment. But you're right. It never really got bigger than outside of the walls. But I guess I like that about it because it's like, it's always centric on these 6 people in their lives, and that's not going to change, and it didn't change. And when it did change, spoiler, is in the last season, and it's like a big thing that 2 of them are moving away, and I kind of like that. And it's like it really shows you that like the box that they're in for these last 10 seasons are like it's them, and it's a big deal when they're outside of that box.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I don't think anybody's going to walk towards Friends and think this is like an art piece. Like it's not a masterwork of television, but it's good for what it is. I think that now more so than I thought in the past. I think this episode, as well as when we watched the Halloween episode, which I didn't particularly like that much, but
this one was better.
This one was better. But also now I'm starting to see how my criticisms, or I guess other people's criticisms more so, because I don't really think this, but other people's criticisms aren't exactly fairly launched because you're not considering the genre it's already in. This was never trying to be a great show. This was always a sitcom, a multi-camera sitcom that ended up being a really good version of what it is.
Yeah.
Because it is better. Like there's sitcoms, there's thousands of sitcoms that people don't even know the fucking name of. Whereas Friends, like regardless of what you think about it now, rose above because of the level of comedy and the level of relatability. I mean, I don't know how many people would always say, I'm Rachel, or I'm like, that was like one of the first shows to have that, where people would constantly try to relate themselves to the characters.
I used to work in retail, and at work we would have a Friend shirt, and it says like, cook like Monica, shop like Rachel, love like Ross. And it's like, I agree. They're archetypes that are so easy for you to fit in, and people just know what you're talking about. They just know. It's like, oh, he's so Chandler.
But,
the worst.
No, Ross is the worst.
Oh yeah, true, fair.
But and then what? So what are we thinking about this episode? Would you watch it? Would you not?
It's problematic, but it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very problematic. There's like a whole Tootsie Roll in the pants thing. You
have to remember it's 2001 when you watch it.
There's literally a line where Chandler goes, "You're the hermaphrodite cheerleader from what was it?
From New Jersey?
From New Jersey, from Long Island.
From Long Island, that's what it was.
You know, like that stuff. It's gonna be what it is. You know, I think it's good that they don't censor it. I think it's good they don't hide it. It's what the comedy was at the time.
Yeah.
It was okay. I think I'd watch it. I don't know if I'd watch more of the show, but I'd recommend watching this episode.
Yeah, for sure. I like this episode. I thought it was fine. It was fun. The extent of me really watching Friends is when Logan's sister puts it on, or when we do it for this podcast. it's not really something I seek out. I used to seek it out as like a falling asleep to show. It's very unconsequential and you can kind of passively watch it. So that's really my feelings on Friends in general.
Yeah. It's a good show if you're like, I want something to put on with my family and it's the holidays.
Yeah. Or you know, like if you're somebody who's sick of listening to us do podcasts and you're like cleaning or something, just put something on. I would recommend putting on this though, just saying.
Or put on Crosscut Cinema.
Crosscut Cinema, yes. Or if you're wanting to jam, listen to CL Blue.
Do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, so let's go over who we think we are. I'm Brad Pitt, sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. I literally, there's somebody in mind, a Rachel-like character in my life that I have been reached out by, and they've been like, help me make a podcast, and I've been like, fuck you. And that feels so good. It feels so good.
And then did you marry her and cheat on her with Angelina Jolie?
It's a man, so no.
Oh, gotcha.
Who are you?
Same difference. I am probably Phoebe.
Yeah.
That's not hard to put together.
I think I'm Monica. There was a moment in this where it's found out that Chandler, not by Monica, but Phoebe finds out that Chandler just pretends to like the game that's on. So he doesn't have to help Monica in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And that feels very much like something Logan would do to me.
No, you're making me Chandler in that situation, though.
No, you're just Chandler in that one moment.
Yeah. I guess that's
and then
true.
you're also Joey in one moment because Monica didn't want to make a turkey, but he wanted a turkey so bad that you would fight to the death for a turkey.
I think that's more accurate because here's the thing. It's not that I don't want to help.
No,
it's that you won't
crazy.
Let me. You will not let me help with anything.
I have to do everything myself, and I'm very particular.
And like if I try it and I even fuck up, kind of, even if it's like the simplest thing, like, ooh, I accidentally put a red straw in a blue cup, something that simple. She's like, never fucking touch my kitchen again. Bah.
And I'm always the one hosting the things.
It's like when she's like, no, sweetie, you want to do the swans? Like I showed you at Christmas. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's coming screaming back to me now.
Yep, that's me. That's me.
That is you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Are we doing a fuck, marry, kill?
Are we going to do that again? I feel like I've kind of already.
I'm just going to say Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
All three?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's such a small amount of characters even in this episode.
Yeah.
It's just the main cast and Brad Pitt. There's nobody else. So there's not much else to talk about in regards to that. Yeah, definitely check it out. Especially if you're on Thanksgiving. There's so many Thanksgiving episodes. I think this one's really good. I haven't seen the rest of them, but I thought this one was really good. So if you're trying to figure out which one of the gajillion, pick this one.
Maybe next year we'll tell you if you should watch a second one.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that'll be the meme. We always just review Thanksgiving, Halloween, and Christmas Friends, but we never actually review the show.
Exactly.
We just review it each year from each season.
We'll have to see if there's an Easter episode.
Oh, God.
Arbor Day, for real.
We're going to take a break and then come back to you with Bob's Burgers, turkey in a can.
And we're back. We're going to talk about Bob's Burgers, the Thanksgiving episode. Cody?
So Bob's Burgers is an American animated sitcom created by Lauren Bouchard for the Fox Broadcasting Company. The series centers on the Belcher family, parents Bob and Linda, and their children Tina, Jean, and Louise, who run a hamburger restaurant. The show is conceived by Bouchard after he developed home movies. Bob's Burgers is a production by Bento Box Entertainment and 20th Century Fox, airing from 2011 to current.
Yeah, the show is still going.
Yeah, Logan didn't know that.
Well, no, it's not. No, it's not that. It's that the show doesn't seem like it's that old to me, but it is 2011.
Yeah.
Like for me, it still feels like a new show on Fox, but it's literally fucking not. Like it's got so many seasons.
Yeah,
now.
like the episode we're reviewing, it came out in 2013.
I give it to the animation because I think the animation is like it's bright and it's simple, and so I think it ages well. So I think that's a good part to
also,
it.
Home Movies is dope. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Home Movies.
I don't know what that is.
It's classic, but the art is not great. Like it's purposefully not. It shows on Adult Swim sometimes. It's really funny, but way darker than this. This is like this is also kind of like a slice of life kind of show. It's very simple.
And it's got characters that like really became popular. Like every Halloween you see Tina costumes everywhere.
Tina or Louise costumes.
Or Louise. Yeah. We used to sell a Louise hat at the retail job I worked.
Wow. I'm not shocked. So in this episode, it's Thanksgiving. Bob is cooking for the family. He's doing this like father of the grime or father of the brime, like rub on his turkey. And so it has, like, he's very stressed about it. It has to be like a 3-day process. They also have Tina's sister staying with them and her like multiple cats.
Not Tina, Louis, not Linda.
Linda's sister staying with them, the mom, and her multiple cats, like insane amount of cats. So what happens is they're kind of like betting on who's gonna like try to ruin Thanksgiving, and
Yeah.
all the kids are misbehaving. Tina wants to sit at the adults table.
So fucking funny.
So fucking
All
funny.
the Tina shit in this episode is so fucking
So
good. Like, that's absolutely the highlight of the episode is all the Tina. Like, I know how to talk to them. Like, talking about the kids, and she's like 2 years older than them.
How's
She's
the
like, I'm
economy,
good with
Bob?
the kids. Yeah, and she wants to sit at the adults table. So chaos ensues. The turkey keeps being put in the toilet, hence turkey in a can. Bob doesn't know who's doing it, and Louise like launches an investigation on the family to try to figure out who it is.
And also, Bob keeps continually buying turkeys from the same supermarket, and this gentleman is convinced that he's in love with him. Now, is this episode very conventional? Yes.
Yeah.
You know everything that's going to happen. You
Yeah.
know that it's Bob, who's that, by the way, spoilers. Bob is the one who's throwing it
He's
in the toilet.
sleepwalking, and he's stressed about his daughter Tina growing up.
And-
so he pretends like in his dream he's toilet training Tina, but it's the turkey.
And the turkey's stuffing is falling out. And it sounds like shit.
It's hilarious.
But this, yeah, the sleepwalking starts right after Tina's trying to get over to the adults table.
Right.
And it's really cute.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of sweet. That's the other thing with Bob's Burgers is the episodes are oddly sometimes touching.
Oh yeah.
You know, like there's moments where it's like real. They get into their family squabbles and everything, and then it comes out like, oh, Gene is trying to, Bob is trying to understand Gene or whatever the fuck the plot may be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this episode's really great. I thought it was super funny. I thought it was very conventional though. I think that all the jokes is what made the episode though. Like every single joke slaps in this episode.
Yeah.
Like, right down to them writing that song, and it's terrible.
Yeah, so Gene and his aunt and his mom write a Thanksgiving song.
Yeah.
It's like, Tink, here comes the gravy boat.
Yeah.
God.
And then, like every single night, there was one thing that really fucking bothered me. Every single night, it would show Tina like thriving and like writhing around in bed. And I'm like, that's so fucking weird. I hate that. And it just was not comfortable at all.
But it was like my favorite part.
Right.
She's like just sleeping next to her aunt, and she's just like gyrating in her sleep.
The moment that was us was at one point Bob is hiding his turkeys in the room, and then Linda comes in and is like, I'm getting really hot with you and your turkeys. And I'm like, that's literally me
Yeah.
and Franny.
And she also came in because she needed to apply another layer of deoderant.
So then
Yeah.
Franny shoves her armpit in Logan's face.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
That's-
There's no cameras. You can't see it's happening. But
Oh yeah.
No, she definitely does stuff like that for sure. That's really
That is
that's accurate.
spot on us. I really like all the Tina stuff too about like growing up.
Yeah, it's really funny.
I know we keep harping on that, but that was fucking funny.
was-
She like comes
Really
out.
good.
She like comes out like dressed in like a pencil skirt and like fucking heels.
And Franny goes, this is what I look like when I'm leaving for work.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I love when she comes out and she's just got a bunch of lipstick swatches on her face. She's like, I want to know which one's the one I should wear to the adult table. How's the economics?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not in this economy.
Not in this economy. That's so accurate, though. That is so accurate.
You can't sit there. Okay, I'm going to stand.
Okay, I'll stand.
I'm just standing. I'm standing at the adult table.
All right, I'll go check on the kids. That was really
I'm good with them.
What's the name of Bob's friend? Not Mort. I know the mortician's Mort. Who's the other guy? The
know
fucking
which
guy
one you're talking
who's
about.
like, I had a dream that I was swimming with the dolphins and I woke up and I was on fire. That guy? That dude's fucking great. That dude is amazing. I love everything he's doing. I love his whole character.
Teddy?
Teddy is the funniest part of Bob's Burgers for me because I know real life people who are that erratic and insane. And it's like, it may be a caricature, but it's actually pretty accurate. There are
Yeah.
definitely people out there like Teddy for sure. Like
And three
Pam
of us
is like
are at
Teddy.
this table.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So Franny, you saw the episode before we ever saw it.
Yeah, I remembered this episode. I used to watch a lot of Bob's Burgers. It's good. I
Okay.
like it. It's fun.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Cody,
sorry.
did you know who it was Bob before anything even continued?
No, I've never seen the show. But sorry, that's not what you asked.
No.
Yes, I knew it was Bob the moment.
Wait.
The moment that I haven't seen the show.
More important, let's get back to you've never seen it.
I've never seen Bob's Burgers.
So was the first episode worth it for you? First one you've seen?
No.
Really?
But yes. Okay. It's a good show like Friends, where it's like I would put it on if my family was around and we were just watching something. However, this episode did not make me want to go out and watch all of Bob's Burgers, because I think there were really funny bits, but I think it was such a boring plot line.
Yeah. No, that's all the Bob's Burgers episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all like this.
Unconsequential. Just easy
Unconsequential.
watching.
Yeah.
With some humor.
So I don't know. It's 50-50. It can go either way for me. But yes, I did know it was Bob. Literally the moment that they found the turkey, I was like, it was him.
Yeah.
But no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it was conventional. You knew it was going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, what else do we have to really say about it? The thing is like, it's just good. Like, it's just a fun...
It's a fun show.
This is a good one to watch on Thanksgiving because, this is like a heightened version of actual personalities in a family. There's the one that everybody thinks always did what was wrong, and, this one time they didn't actually do it. There's always like the drama queen king type character who is like artsy and stuff and always wants to be noticed and is like trying to steal the fucking limelight from whoever.
Yeah.
There's always that person in the family. There's always the one who like thinks they're an adult already when they're not. Like, that's totally a thing. Absolutely.
And we're all at the table again.
Yeah. At the table again. Who's who? Leave it in the comments.
God.
But
which character are you though? Who do you think you are?
Do I think I am?
Yeah.
I think I'm Linda.
Are you sure you're not Bob?
I don't know, man. I think I might be Bob, because I have the stress level of Bob. I also sleepwalk and sleep talk and sleep do crazy shit. So this is something I would do. Like, one time I was like, Logan didn't know I slept walk before we started living together, because I didn't really know either. I knew I kind of did as a kid. And one time in our first apartment, he like saw I was up and like going like to the kitchen. He was like, "Oh, can you like grab me a glass of milk?" And I fucking like poured the whole jug of milk out on the counter and like brought him like a filled up glass of milk to the brim,
dude. And I was like, something's wrong. So I got up and milk was poured all over the counter. She had the open milk jug still emptying out on the counter, laid on its side. It was still emptying out when I came out. And so I was like, well, fucking great. And then she had the audacity the next morning to go, "Why'd you drink all the milk, you fucking asshole? We needed it for this, this, and this." And I'm like, maybe you should check yourself, because you poured the milk all over the damn place.
Another time at that apartment, we had a roommate, and I guess I was sleepwalking in the night, and he was on the like living room couch, and I was like, "Oh, Chris, hi." And he was like, "Hi." I was like, "What are you doing here?"
And he was like, "I live here," and you like gave like a weird face and went in the room like, "Chris is here. Ask him to leave." I'm like, "He lives here." And you're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." And then you went and slapped into bed, and I was like, "I think she's asleep right now."
One time I brought him a glass of water back to bed too, and I had carried it sideways.
Sideways, so water was just all the way down the hallway. And I didn't even ask for that glass of water. She just got it for me. She gave me an empty cup and said, "Here's your water." And I'm like,
it's the thought that counts.
I guess.
And I don't remember any of this. So sleepwalking is real.
I'm definitely Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the Linda to my Bob.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
I love Linda though. I love Linda.
And I'm beloved.
You are.
True.
And like you would write a Thanksgiving song with the kids.
Yeah. Sure.
He'd write it with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably Gene.
Yeah. I was about to say.
Because I would definitely do that. "Oh my gosh, we can be collaborative and you're not going to get any credit and all the royalties go to me." Great. Thank you.
Yes.
And you're also like, and you're going to do it exactly how I said.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're doing exactly the way I want to do it.
I'm going to be very critical.
That's me.
I liked that part when he was telling us.
When I was growing up, I was definitely Tina though. Because I was like, I'm an adult, guys. Like, I don't count, right, Mom? Yeah, I don't count, right? Because I was such a good kid. I had never been grounded, never got in trouble. Times have changed.
Yeah, let's say.
But
You've blossomed.
I've blossomed into Gene, and I don't know what that says about me.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's really ridiculous. Okay, so based on it, you probably wouldn't watch it. Franny, obviously you watch it all the time.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm the same way. I think it's pretty good. I don't know if it's like I'm gonna go out of my way to watch it a shit ton, but maybe if I'm like I've had a couple of drinks, I'm just chilling on the couch.
Speaking of your sister who doesn't watch our stuff ever, this is an episode that she cannot say that she can't watch for spoilers because I know she's seen Friends and I know she's seen Bob's Burgers.
You want to just call her?
So Tiff, if you're out there,
You want to just call? Let's pause and call her. Pause, and then I'll call her
All
and
right.
see if she can talk. Hold on.
Okay, we're back and we've got Logan's sister Tiffany on the line.
Yeah, Franny was just blowing your ass up. So
I said, Tiff, if you're out there, which I know you're not because you don't listen, but you have no reason not to listen to this episode because it's a Thanksgiving special about the Friends Thanksgiving episode. And
oh my gosh.
well, one of them. There's a million. And then
Well, which one?
right? And then the Bob's Burgers turkey in a can episode.
That was so funny.
So I know you've seen both, so you have to, and you're on this episode now, so you have to listen to it when it comes out.
You're officially canon.
Oops. Sorry, guys. I was just laying down today. Didn't have anything to do.
Okay, first, the Thanksgiving episode we watched of Friends was the one with the rumor in it, right?
With Brad Pitt.
With Brad Pitt. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I Hate Richard Green Club.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that real quick? Let's get your thoughts on that first.
I do think it's hilarious that they use Jennifer Aniston's current husband at the time, future ex-husband, and played off of her being a mean girl in high school, but kind of had the tables turned on her. It kind of gives more power to the nerd.
Yeah.
But also a little transphobic.
That's what we're talking about too. We're like, Jesus.
A little problematic, but it was the 90s, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2000s actually, but
2001,
Well,
but
early.
so early.
yeah. So Tiff, we're here with our buddy CL as well. He's also here, so say hi.
Howdy.
No. Sorry, guys. I'm waiting to get a COVID test tomorrow.
Oh God.
What?
Oh no.
What does that mean? Do you think you have COVID? Is this how I'm finding out?
Oh, Dad told you.
No.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
This just turned to like 1,000
it's
views.
it's not confirmed. I just don't feel great, and they're just making me do a test. So we're gonna do the test and find out and see what happens.
I was going to talk to you more about TV, but if you want to go, you're free to go.
No, I want to hear more about Friends.
Okay. So Tiff, first off, who are you in Friends? And then since you don't really know CL, who are me and Fran in Friends?
I'm Monica
Accurate.
Yeah,
and Phoebe a little bit.
I see it.
Who am I?
Chandler.
Oh.
I don't want to say it.
We're gone. We're out of here. See ya.
You have a Chandler vibe.
Unbelievable. Not at all. Literally,
You're
if I'm
just-
anybody, I'm Brad Pitt. Maybe Joey.
I don't know.
Oh my
I think
God.
in this episode, you would say some of the things Chandler does. You don't act like Chandler.
No.
But I think you would have made a couple of
I'm not
those
a little
clips.
puss like Chandler. I can't stand
No.
Chandler.
But you kind of talk like he jokes around, like, you know what I mean?
You don't understand what you've just done. It's okay. And then who is Franny, you think?
Oh, Franny. Probably Phoebe. Lovable, innocent in this
Stupid.
whole situation.
A
Thanks,
dummy,
Tiff.
a big old dummy.
Wow.
Just
No,
innocent.
I like
in
Phoebe. Innocent.
innocent in the situation.
Yes.
She gets people to shut up and listen.
And she's really dumb. Anyway.
What?
No, she's just different. She's smart in her own
You're not
way.
dumb. You're different.
Do you understand the kind of venom I've dealt with growing up and how I've become so funny? This is how my whole family is. Just so
No,
venomous.
that's not an insult.
No,
She's
Tiff, I know
like
it's
one
not
of
an
my
insult.
favorite characters in the world.
She's pretty great, not gonna lie.
I still remember when I
I'll
told you
accept.
when I told you I did a live performance like in front of like hundreds of people, And you're like, that's cool. Anyway. Do you remember
I'm
that?
sorry.
That's just having siblings.
No,
like
this
you
is what
said,
siblings
Logan.
is. You know it. You know it's true. This is what having
I
siblings
actually
is
don't
like.
remember that moment, but
Exactly.
I disagree
Exactly.
with you that it could happen.
Oh, this intense, brutal, emotional scar? I don't remember that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right.
There's been times you've said stuff to me.
Oh, definitely.
We're
But we don't have to air that though.
Ooh, let's
I have-
reflect.
No, I have an internet persona to hold up. Let's not do that.
We're fine. I'm really not that mean.
I mean,
Try.
you're not mean to other people, but we're siblings. We're venomous towards each other. That's what being a sibling is.
I just want you to be the best. And
Performing in front of hundreds of people was not your best. Should have
I
been
hold
thousands.
you to a high standard.
Anyway,
I'm so proud of you for that, though. I'm not good with emotions. You know this.
I'm just playing with you. Okay, so let's talk about Bob's Burgers real fast while we still have you on the line. Do you know the episode in question we're talking about? Do you remember it?
There's a few of them. Is it the one where he drops the turkey in the toilet? Or
Yes,
is it the
yes.
one-
That's the
Oh,
one.
it is?
The one with the turkey in the toilet.
Yes.
What did you think of that episode?
I think it was a beautiful metaphor of parenthood.
Right? It's oddly touching. That's what I keep saying. I'm like, Bob's Burgers is this weird element where it is like kind of like dumb grab humor, like a cartoon usually is, like a Futurama style. But the difference is there's some really wholesome messages that are always delivered in like every episode.
It's sweet.
You just know that no matter what happens in Bob's Burgers, that family loves the crap out of each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Regardless of all the
Like-
child labor.
I feel like we've
I
had
mean,
some turkey in a can-esque Thanksgivings.
We've had moments, all of us together. Do you remember Christmas when Pam made her casserole that was not even cooked and it was like the grossest thing on planet Earth and we all just got sick like 5 minutes later?
I had to lay down.
Yeah, so Pam brought this casserole over. Me and Logan were hosting, and she said, "Oh, just like leave it on the counter; it'll be fine." And what she didn't tell me is it needed to go in the oven still.
Oh.
So we just let like this thing with like eggs and cheese and butter just sit on the counter for like 2 hours
Meanwhile, Pam
because it was covered, so we didn't see what it was.
Pam was calling people. Pam was calling the robots or the AI in Wheel of Fortune stupid bitches at the time. You remember that?
Yeah, we were playing the Wheel of Fortune game.
She's like, get out of here, bitch. We're like, Pam, jeez.
I remember the penis pasta.
The penis
than
pasta, yeah, it's penis. Not penne. She answered the pasta penne. Like the question was, this is a type of pasta, blah, blah, blah. And it was like Wheel of Fortune. So you like, you get the letters and shit. And
But
Pam
it was
put
the
in.
robot that said penis, not Pam.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
the robot.
It was the robot.
Oh,
that
it
said
was the
penis.
robot. You're right. The robot guessed penis instead of penne.
Wow. Wow.
It's like, name your favorite pasta. No, no.
penis.
Penis. No. Okay. So in Bob's Burgers, since yet again I'm going to repeat this question: Who are you and who are me and Fran?
Oh man.
So afraid to
I know
answer.
you guys think I'm Tina, but I'm actually Linda.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I mean, I wouldn't say you're Tina. That would not have been my
No,
first go-to.
I'd say you're
I
Linda.
would say Linda.
Yeah.
But I don't even know her.
Yeah, I would have said Linda because I'm also a Linda and we're very similar.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Logan's Linda-ish, but as a child, Logan was Jean.
Nice.
I see that. I see that.
That's literally not true. I was such a unremarkable child because everybody was so problematic around me that I was just like easy for my dad.
yeah.
I was like the most boring kid ever. I just stayed inside and
were-
ate fried chicken.
But you're creative.
You were also a little bit of a ham, and I loved it.
A little bit of a ham?
A little bit of a ham, like you ham it up. Like you did your theater and all that, and
Oh, you
you
mean
were always telling interesting stories.
Yeah, you're creative. Like Jean.
You had a creative heart.
unbelievable. I don't know. You know what? I'll give you this. You turned ham into an okay answer, but like when you just answer and say I'm a ham and nothing else, people assume the worst. They're like, "Oh, he's a ham."
Oh, No, I didn't think that was a bad thing. It wasn't the phrase being a ham
No,
is bad.
it wasn't a bad thing once you explained what it was. But other than that, you're just calling a fat child a ham. You got to think about your words.
I forgot about that.
I remember one time, it might have been a Thanksgiving, it might have just been a family gathering. We always went to my grandmother's house for all sorts of dinners, and I was a kid, and so Tiff goes, "Hey," because I'm really proud of these new sneakers I have because I'm a child, you know.
Platform
sneakers. And
Tiff's your older sister.
And Tiff's my older sister, and I called them my disco shoes because I was really young, and I thought it was awesome. And I'd watched another goofy movie or whatever with the disco scene.
That's what it was.
So I was super into disco shit, and Tiff goes, "Wouldn't it be a great idea if you jumped up on the van and started dancing?" And I was like, "I think I'll get in trouble." They're like, "No, they'll love that." And so I jump up on the van, the car alarm starts going off, and my family comes out absolutely pissed at me. When I tried to tell them that Tiffany told me to do it, she's like, "I don't know what he's talking about."
I remember saying, "Hey, do the disco on the car," and you're like, "Okay."
No, at first I was like, "Am I going to get in trouble?" And you reassured me, "No, they'll like it." That's what you did. And then I was like, and then you were like, "So go do it." I was like, "All right, cool, I'll go do it." And I jumped up on the car.
I didn't put you on the car. You didn't jump up there. I physically lifted you and put
really?
you on the car.
I don't remember that part. That makes sense though. I never understood how I got in the car because I was so small.
I know.
Which, by the way, how the fuck did they not figure that out? Because I was so small, I shouldn't be able to get on a gold van, and I did. And there was like muddy shoe prints all over the fucking car and everything. They were so mad at me, and they didn't believe me for the longest time that Tiff was involved at all. Like it took literally years for that to spill out.
I know.
But that's siblings for you for sure. That's why I thought of you almost more as like a Louise type person in childhood.
I can be.
Yeah, definitely for
be.
sure. Because you come off like you wouldn't be that way, but then people get to know you. And it's like, oh, you had him sit on top of a car. Okay.
I had a mischievous spirit and not a lot of follow through.
Your sleepover, you broke Pam's toe. You know
that was not me.
It's your sleepover.
I got away from me and I lost control, and then I just hung out in my room and like kind of put myself in the fetal position until it was all done.
It was a nightmare. And my dad was like, "I'll just take my older son to the baseball game. Forget my younger son," because he knew at the time it was like no baseball, no interest. But I still look back at that. I was like, man, I really should have went with, because that night was nightmarish.
Shit, I should have went with.
It was for your slumber party, so you could have one.
No, it was too much. It was too much for me. I think that's the event that turned me into an introvert.
Yeah, I can see that.
After any social interaction, I need 2 to 3 business days to recover. I really do.
I feel it.
That's incredible. All right, well, thanks for talking to us. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go now so we can finish the podcast. But you're done. Now I know this was a trick. Now I know you're gonna definitely listen to at least this one, because at least you're in it.
Of course. I did listen to a few other ones.
I make 2 almost every week, and you tell me you've listened to a few.
It is hard for me to pay attention to things because I don't have a good attention span. And all these movies are movies I've never seen, and I haven't gotten to them yet. And I'm bad at watching movies.
Excuse.
Did you watch our Halloween special for our pilot podcast?
It is on my list.
Yeah, because here's the thing: you've seen it's the Halloween episode of Friends and the Halloween episode of Boy Meets World, and I know you've seen both. So I just kind of proved that your argument's not that good. But I still love you, and I'll talk to you later. Okay?
I love you too, Tiff.
Okay, I love you guys.
I hope you feel better.
Yes, keep us posted.
I'm doing okay. It's not going to be bad. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you were just on a prominent, popular podcast. You're doing better than most.
Exactly. Now I'm going to get hate mail for being dramatic.
No, you won't get. You were not dramatic at all. You were underplaying it. People are like, she seems really calm for somebody who's like about to have a doom and gloom kind of conversation. So, I don't think you'll get hit for being dramatic at all.
Okay, good.
All right, I love you.
Love you guys.
All right, bye.
Bye, Tiff.
So there was that. I'll definitely add that timestamp in the middle somewhere, so people are like, "What the fuck? We're talking about this again?"
So that she can just go to the middle and just watch that part.
So so true. Okay. I think we've definitely exhausted what we can talk about with Bob's Burgers. So, guys, thanks again for listening. Let's plug some stuff. Cody?
Hi. I have an EP called Temple. It's out now on all streaming platforms under CL Blue.
Yep, there will be a link in the description. Also, me and Franny have our other podcast, Crosscut Cinema, youtube.com/Crosscut Cinema. And we review 2 films, generally, in full spoiler review. And we do it with our 2 best friends. So, our 2 other best friends. Sorry.
Yeah, how dare you? How dare you have other friends than me?
So there's that. And then also, like I said, I started my own personal channel. It will have more content coming to you, but it'll be also the living place of all the clips for both podcasts. So highlight clips, stuff like that. If you're looking for that, you can check it out in the YouTube channel. I've also linked below. And then you can follow A Pilot Podcast in particular on Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you those links right now. And here we go.
Twitter.com/apilotpodcast. Instagram.com/apilotpodcast, and follow us on all social medias. A Pilot Podcast. Twitter.com/apilotpodcast.
God, we get it. Okay, Cody? Jesus.
I'm sorry, I talk too much. I'm Gene.
Alrighty, y'all.
Wait, are we going to say what we're thankful for?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So
what
we're
are we
gonna do that.
thankful for?
I was totally kidding about that, but now I feel like we have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that my sister answered the call because I feel like that was really good podcast content.
Yeah.
I'm also thankful for all the things I've gotten to do this year because of the podcast and everything, and met really cool people as a result of it, and I just want to keep doing that, and thank you for that.
Wow, I was staring at you waiting for you to say you're thankful for your fiance.
Ouch.
But I guess not. Well, I'm thankful for my fiance.
I thought we were being honest.
No, I'm really thankful for the platform that we've been given with a Pilot Podcast and with Crosscut Cinema. It's been this year's been a wild ride. The year started with me locking my keys in our car, and we should post that on a Crosscut Cinema sometime. Madison and Bridget helped me and Logan break into our car. So,
Yeah.
this year's been
Day
a wild
1,
ride.
January 1st.
Literally January 1st. So I'm thankful for the wild ride this year has brought. What about you, Cody?
I am thankful that people took time to listen to my music. That was really nice.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm thankful to my 2 friends at the table who were
Aw.
like, hey, podcast.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for all of you guys. You guys are great.
Mm-hmm.
The comments that we've gotten have been really nice. And yeah, just stick around because we've got more stuff coming.
Yeah. We're just going to keep making stuff. That's the goal.
Yeah. All right, guys, we love you. Enjoy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
It's tomorrow when this is posted. Enjoy.
No, it's not. But that's
No,
okay.
it's not?
No.
Oh, well, it's coming.
I feel like I can't say bye again.
It's the Monday before.
Oh.
Should we? I'm doing it again. Here we go.